Welcome, everyone, to our first ever Primeval Cast. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Louie. What's up, Louie?
Wow, hi, great to be back.
Yeah, so Louie got me interested in Primeval, which it's been around for, what, a few years now, right? 2007 or something like that?
It's coming up for its 10th anniversary next February.
Wow. Yeah, and I just have never seen it. But Louis, I gotta see it. You gotta see it. You gotta see it. So finally, I had time, and I watched it, and I actually am interested in trying to finish the first season because I really enjoyed it that much. So I just want to briefly say what I think, and then Louis, you jump in. It starts off like kind of weird because it's like a supermarket. The guy's like cleaning up. Just the lady's being chased, I guess, by the dinosaur, which it turns out we find out her name is Helen Cutter.
Yep.
She is a scientist, and she goes missing. So her husband. What's that?
Sorry, she's been missing for 8 years.
For 8 years?
Yeah. 8
Wow.
years.
Okay, so she's missing for 8 years, and then it turns up that we see Nick Cutter, who is a professor at Central Metropolitan University, right? So he's with, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Well done.
Okay, and then Stephen Hart is, I guess, his friend.
Yeah, like his best friend.
Adventurer, right? And they have this guy, Connor Temple, who's like a student that never shows up for his classes.
Yeah, a bit of a nerd.
A bit of a nerd, yeah. But he peaks, he tries to get the professor and Stephen to go on this venture in this place called the Dean of Forest or something.
Forest of Dean.
Forest of Dean, where his wife disappeared.
Yeah.
So that kind of piques his interest that, there's pictures from like this Weekly World News or something or whatever weird news thing about a dinosaur there. So
conspiracy theories.
Yeah, so they decide to go. And then we also have little subplot. We see, I think her name is Abby Maitland, I think, right?
Abby Maitland,
Abby
Doctor Who Series 8, not Series 8, Series 7. Know when Clara was with those kids, the Maitland family.
Okay, Abby Maitland. She knows reptiles. And she gets fired from the zoo because they don't have funding. So then she sees a picture of this unique reptile that piques her interest as a side job. So she winds up going and meeting this kid, Ben Trent, she meets his mother, Mary. She asks him where he gets this reptile that's flying around like a dragon. So they go into the Forest of the Dean. And then somehow basically they all meet up. But there's this anomaly portal into the past that I guess some dinosaurs are coming in and out of. Okay? And
in the fabric of time.
Yes, and the Gorgonopolis or Opsid. Gorgonopsid is the creature that's like the threat. Gorgonopsid, all right. And there was this other dinosaur that wasn't a threat, but they
Scootosaurus.
What's the name of it?
Scootosaurus.
Scootosaurus.
Type of prehistoric tortoise.
Right. Also, the professor bumps into Claudia Brown, who she's working for this place called the Home Office, which is like a government thing.
It's part of the government, in Britain.
And who's the guy that she works for?
Oh, James Lester.
James Lester. Okay, so
who was in Doctor Who?
Right. Okay, so what was he in? What did he play?
He was the sheriff in Robot of Sherwood.
Okay, so he is the head of this place, and it turns out that they see this anomaly, but they don't go through it right away, and he has to, there's a policy they can't talk about it. Blah blah blah. I mean, I just like the fact that it was very intriguing. You had a plot, like what happened to his wife. You had who created this anomaly. Why, how long has this been on? Because obviously it couldn't have been open 8 years because then all kinds of dinosaurs will start flooding out of it. And then it starts to, like, the characterization of, like, Stephen Hart has got, like, this Nobel Prize and saving this whale and doing this different thing. So he's like an adventurer with his friend, who's the professor. And they go on all these different antics and missions. But all the characters come together. Claudia starts falling, I guess, for the professor. And she's fascinated by him. And we have, like, the student who's infatuated with Abby. Connor's infatuated with Abby. And then the kid. And then the interesting thing I saw was when the kid cut himself, the Gorgonopsid.
That's the one.
Right?
Yeah, you got it right.
The Gorgonopsid, I'm sorry. Again, this is my first cast, guy, so...
No, you got it right. You got it right.
Okay. So he cut himself climbing over the thing, and the dinosaur smelled the blood.
Like Jaws or something.
Yeah, and goes after him, breaks the window of his house. He takes, like, one of those optical globes with electricity, throws it at him, and then... And, the music doesn't work, but that throws it at him, gets him to go away. And then the kid's getting the lightsaber like he's ready. That was pretty awesome. I like the fact that, they keep it low scale where it's not a panic with the whole country. They're trying to keep it quiet, like Men in Black type of thing. All right. And then I like the fact that the metal, the compass didn't work. That, like, reminds me of something like the Bermuda Triangle when they go to the thing. And it's always the thing. And then when the metal gets sucked into the anomaly, but then when it doesn't, that means it's going to close. Yeah. So the professor decides, I'm going to go in there. I don't care to find my wife. He finds a camera. He finds some bones, but it's some guy that died. And then he has to go back. The Captain Ryan, Captain
Ryan. No, you got it right.
Captain Ryan, whatever. His mission is to bring him back safely. He doesn't want to go. He knocks him out, tries to carry him. Then they fight a little bit, but then they realize that the anomaly is going to close. The professor doesn't want the soldier to be trapped in there with them, so they go together. But then they realize that the anomaly closes. You think that's it, but the professor says that, the anomaly probably pops in, pops out here and there because there's no way it was open for 8 years. So maybe his wife obviously fell through it, and then the portal closed. And then probably open somewhere else. So he believes that she's alive, like, flat out, and he's gonna. This is not over. He's telling the government, the Home Office, we're gonna have a whole bunch of stuff ahead of us. This is just the beginning, and I like it how it sets it up. It sets it up like they got their team. The government's gonna help them. I don't really know about that guy, if he's a good guy or not, from the Home Office. Sir Lester. James Lester. Yeah, but I mean, we'll find out. Don't tell me any spoilers.
No spoilers at all.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it, and I could see. I mean, if I'm interested in watching episode 2 now, I mean, right away, I'm hooked already. So I know I'm gonna enjoy it. Now, what do you think, Louie? Like, when you first saw it?
Oh well, for me, Primeval has always been my favorite show. I have to admit, for me personally, I prefer it to Doctor Who.
Really?
Yeah, mainly because I watched the very first episode when it broadcast nearly 10 years ago, and I just remember being like, oh my god, I was hooked. I've always been a big lover of animals. I'm studying zoology, a bit like Professor Cutter, actually, doing the same kind of course that he's doing. Well, that he teaches. I'm doing that now. It's inspired. The show's inspired my life so much. The show means a lot to me. Like, I watched it from day one. I didn't stop. The characters, I think what works about the show, it's not just about the creatures that come through, which is great, because I think the CGI for 10 years it holds up well, would you say?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, it looks good. And for me, it's not just about the creatures, it's about the characters themselves. I think they're very realistic. The mystery is very strong. And as each series comes along, you discover new things and revelations, and it's a bumpy ride. Like, it's really worth the watch.
Now, it's not on the air anymore, right?
It's kind of in hiatus at the minute. They launched a Canadian spin-off like a couple of years ago.
That didn't work out, or
it was popular, but the DVD sales weren't enough because it costs like $1 million.
So our cast is no longer part of it then.
Sorry?
Our cast that we've seen from this is no longer part of it, the spinoff, or?
No, the cast. There's some characters that appear in the spin-off, but it's set in the same universe, a bit like Torchwood.
Okay.
It's set in Canada. It's a lot more darker. You see all the bodies and the blood and the swearing in it and stuff. I was a fan of it. I recommend, like, once you've watched the UK series, you check it out.
And what's that called?
Primeval New World.
Primeval New World. Oh yeah, like the New World. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Going back to the original TV series, Series 1, for me personally, out of all the series, Series 2 is the best in my opinion, but Series 1 is really good. It has so many shocks and twists, and the mystery is so strong.
Right.
You don't know what's going on, and the characters like Steven, and I'm not
like you have a picture in your icon is that Primeval?
Yeah, in the
that's Steven Hart.
Bottom left, yeah, Steven. That's from Series 2.
Okay.
But another thing I wanted to say with Primeval is it's very you can learn a lot from it as well, like all the different creatures and different.
Oh yeah, the dinosaurs and stuff.
Yeah, because they're all realistic.
I saw a trailer for the second episode with his insects.
Yeah, in the London Underground.
Before that time.
Yeah, in the Carbonivorous.
So that's interesting. So I always liked dinosaurs growing up and stuff like that. I love Jurassic Park and Jurassic World and all that stuff. So I could see like that this is going to be something I'm going to be watching.
Yeah, it's like, and another thing that I find really interesting is for episode 1 they could have used a creature like T-Rex or Raptor, something that everyone knows, but they went for something unknown like the Gorgonopsid, like no one knows that, or like the
I like that because I never heard of that.
Yeah, before. And it makes you learn, it makes you think. You want to Google it and see what it looks like. And
yeah, I'm probably going to do that actually. And I just want to say that I wound up watching it on Daily Motion because it doesn't. I looked it up constantly in Netflix, but I found a good channel that has a pretty clear picture and sound and everything. And
oh, brilliant!
So she has a whole bunch, and I want to watch it before they take it down. But yeah, it's today's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day out there to all fathers there. I'm enjoying my day. Just Sharon went out to be with her dad, and I'm just here, and I'm going to be watching stuff today and relaxing and doing podcasts. So that's that. So I'm looking forward to this show. I have no idea where it's going to go, but I have a feeling it's going to go pop in from different time periods of those dinosaurs and stuff. I don't know how that works with the anomaly. Thinking back to when I used to watch The Land of the Lost, there was like Marshall, Will, and Holly, and the Slee Stacks had this device that was like a portal that went to different universes or something, or times, whatever. And it reminds me also of Star Trek episode, Sitting on the Edge of Forever, that had that portal where Kirk and Spock and McCoy went through. So I'm not really sure how this works, if the government created it or another type of thing. But I'm eager to find out. So
Do you have any theories at this point?
I think that the guy knows something from the Home Office.
Lester.
Yeah, possibly. Like maybe there was another company that did that or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's a good guy or not. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, he's being a little bit of a jerk, but not really a jerk. So I don't know.
He's a bit sarcastic.
Yeah, and I think that the lady was too quick to bond with the professor. Like, I think there's something else with her.
Claudia Brown.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of weird kissing him and, whatever, and trying to get into, him investigating it. And it's like, all right, so something's up with her. I'm not sure. But,
So you're hooked, you think?
Yeah, I'm hooked. And I'm just curious with the student, too. Like, does he have a backstory? Is something going on with him?
Because you see his college.
Is this anything? Yeah, his Connor Temple, right?
Yeah, Connor Temple.
But could it be possible that his theory that he wrote the whole paper on about aliens, could that have something to do with it? Maybe not. I don't know. Or maybe
there are a lot of like clues and foreshadowings.
Maybe they'll just go in other directions. We'll find out.
But it is a twisty turny show. Like before we move on, I just wanted to say that the thing that I really like about series 1 in particular is there's not actually one dinosaur in the show.
Right.
In series 1, they're all reptiles or bugs or fish or whatever, but there's not actually one dinosaur until series 2. I just like how they kind of
caught the reference. I don't know if they were implying Doctor Who, but he's like, there's this portal that opened up the fabric of space and time, you know, and then
he's
the
like,
guy's like, I think you need to think outside the box. And I'm like, yeah, police box, baby.
I like that speech he makes, and he's like,
I was like, all right, I know what you're talking about.
When Cutter says like something has ripped the boundaries of space and time to shreds, like.
Let me ask you a question now. Without spoiling it, I mean, you can spoil this for me.
No, I'm not going to spoil anything.
Is this in the same universe as the Doctor, or no?
No, not in the same.
It's nothing related.
Doctor Who.
Not going to have anything Doctor Who, nothing.
No, Primeval was created to rival Doctor Who on the different.
Okay, so it's a totally different universe.
Yeah, nothing. It would be great if it was.
Just like Sherlock's. Well, yeah. Okay.
I can imagine if it was in the Doctor universe, the anomalies would be created by the Doctor.
Right. With the exception of Sherlock, because in The Blind Banker, Sherlock told the guy that he was a member of a unit, which was like, okay. But we'll talk about that some other time. But anyway, this is Primeval Cast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be doing more as I see more episodes. So thank you, Louie, for getting me hooked on this great show.
It's my pleasure.
Take care. Bye for now.